This is going to be a quick walkthrough video of the eastlakeBaseballClub.org website. We're here on the home page, and over here on the left is a photo rotator, where currently there's only one photo located in this section, but others can be added and then it'll rotate at that time. Over here on the right is a 2-tab news area where we have 2 categories, a news category and a blog category. So it'll list 2 news items, and right now we only have 1. So I'm clicking to see it, and here's our news page. We've got the title, the story, and this section here is actually a featured image area where this news item, they didn't put in a picture, but it's always nice to have a picture related to the story, whether that could be an action shot from a game in this case, or some type of generic baseball photo that you have the rights to use that you might find on the internet. We'll talk about the sizing on that when we get into the back end of the WordPress, which is how this site is managed. We have widgets throughout this site. Here's a weather widget that's automatically updated. We have, these are logos of the leagues that this club is associated with. At the bottom here, we have a game changer widget, which is not currently loaded. We still need the code for that. We have sponsors here at the bottom. We have a widget here for the contact information and social links. And then these 3 columns of navigation, which actually match up to the navigation here at the top. I will note that we are logged in, but if we weren't logged in, there'd be a login link right here. So you can always get to the dashboard where we're going to log in at the bottom of the page. And that's what this is here, the WordPress dashboard. But before we do that, I do want to go back to the front here. So everything under here, I'm gonna go to the tryouts page, but all these are just basic pages of content, and this one happens to have a form. So this form is completely can be edited through WordPress. It's very easy to do. We have 4 teams here, and this site is set up for privacy. So right now you can see I'm logged in, and that is because I'm logged into the dashboard. But if I weren't logged in, it would have the username and password and login button right here. And the league can have or the club will have a parent login that parents can use to get to these pages, because if they weren't logged in, all they would be seeing is the team logo, the coaches, the email, and then this first tab called the team. Everything else would actually be hidden. That would be like the roster right here. Once the roster is loaded, it's going to have a headshot of the player with their name and their parent information. There'll be a private gallery. The calendar, which I just clicked to go to the calendar page. This is a team-specific calendar, so the parents can subscribe either by Google or Outlook or iCal, whatever they use for their online or digital calendar. They can subscribe to this calendar, which works great. We'll go back to the team homepage. There's one other thing you might have noticed there called text notifications. So this allows the a collection of cell phone numbers, so that rather than just sending out email messages, maybe if you have something urgent, you can send out a text message. So we collect this database, and then through the Google Mail system, we can set up a quick way of sending out a text message to everybody involved with this team. We have a club staff page. This is pretty easy, just basically a headshot and information about coaches and directors that are part of the league. And of course, contact us page has a standard contact form. So with that all said, that kind of gives you a rundown of the front end of the site. Let's go to the WordPress dashboard. So here's the dashboard. What you see here on the right here, this is the stats widget. Right here where you see websitevalet.com news, this is going to turn into a spot for where this video that I'm currently recording will go. So you'll always be able to reference this video to understand how the website works. Now, let's go to the left. This is where all the navigation is on the left and everything you'll need to know to manage this site. So Jetpack, this is site stats. This is related to this widget here. So you'll see if I click that, will take us to a page that has more stats than just you see on the home page. so you can really dive into what's going on. Now, besides that, we do have more stats available if you are interested. This is kind of the basic stuff. But anyway, under that is events. I'm going to click that. This is where we manage the calendar. You can see right now I have one test event. I hit edit so we can go in and take a look at what's going on with this calendar. It's fairly easy to use, and to be honest, I'm not sure if I'll recommend you manually enter them here. This software has the ability that you can manage all your events, all your games, practices, whatnot, through a Google Calendar, which is where the mail system for EastlakeBaseballClub.org is hosted, and it's got a great calendaring system. And what's great, you can manage it through that, and then it all gets pushed to this website automatically, which then in turn gets pushed to the parents who subscribe to these calendars. So it's a very automated system, easy to manage. But if you were going to manually enter events, all you have to do is enter your title, your start and end times and dates. You can enter event location details, contact information. This section here, you can just enter just general information about this event. The key is over here, event categories. This is where you determine which team this is for. Now, the demo event, I did put it in all of the events. So this would be great if you had a club event where all the teams were invited. Of course, you could put this on everybody's calendar. But if this was a specific practice, of course, you would just put it on the specific team's calendar. But again, if we're going to go through Google, you won't need to do this manual part. It'll all be done through Google, which might be a better way to go. Next three sections actually work the same, literally. Let's go to teams, and you'll see that we already have the 4 teams loaded. I'm going to edit the 17U team. And the information you need here is you need to put in a title, 17U, which is there. We have the head coach information, or assistant coaches. We have the coach email address. If we have mobile phones, we could put that there. You'll see this part here, 2013 Eastlake Baseball Club 17U team. Let's go back to the team pages real quick so you can understand where this content is actually coming from or going to. So this is the information right there, the text, and of course the email and the coach information. So when we're here, you can see team photo. You can upload a photo. The key is to make it 585 pixels wide by 350 pixels high. And if you do that, that will format beautifully right here. Now, please keep in mind it's under the team tab, so this is publicly viewable. So the text here and that photo, so the text right here and the photo would be publicly available. Everything down below here, you don't need to worry about. This is automated, already set up for you. So really, you're dealing with the text here, possibly a team photo. This is the team logo. Again, notice it says 150 wide by 150 high. These dimensions are important, so if you do change that, make sure your photo is formatted properly. And that's it for that. Let's go to players. It's pretty much the same. If we go in and we'll edit this demo player. Again, you'll see here on players teams, I have them loaded on every team. Obviously, the players would generally only be on one team. But it makes it great if the player stays in the program from year to year. So this year they might be on 13U and next year they're on 14U. So you just have to check a different box. And in fact, when they're done with their career, maybe we'll create a team called Alumni. And that will be a nice place to put famous players who've gone through the program and what they're doing in college or pro ball or whatever it is. So right now we can update this. Actually, these are the only fields we're dealing with right now. It's the player's name and then their parent information with email, mobile phone, and name. We can collect more information, for example, what high school they go to, what college they go to, specifically for the alumni and whatnot. Remember we talked about the headshots? That's what this image is here, player profile image. Again, it shows it needs to be 165 pixels wide by 225 high. These numbers are really important. You need to format your images to make it look right. Okay, staff. You're going to notice staff is really the same thing all over again. we'll edit one again. The name, their title, their email address, staff type, director or coach. That is, so when they're on the club staff page, it tells them whether to put them under the directors section or the coaches section. That's the reason for that. Again, staff profile image, 150 by 150. Now for the players and for the staff, we have this section called reorder. This is a new function I just added to a lot of the sites. So you can click and drag and drop and put these people in different order. So they show up a specific way. You might not need it. You might need this. You would hit update, and then your position changes would be saved. Posts. We're clicking the post section now. You can see we have one post. That's the news item that we already showed on the home page. And I'm going to click back to that real quick. Here's the text. Here's the title. And you'll see right here, this is the URL. So this is important. You can see how long 2013 Eastlake Baseball Club team selections are. I've shortened it just to 2013 team rosters. Keep it nice and simple. The WordPress will automatically make it really long with it'll go 2013 Eastlake baseball club team selections. So I shortened it. Here's the categories, and again I placed it under Eastlake News rather than blog. Down here, here's that featured image we discussed right here. That's what that image is. So the system's set up so it'll automatically load this default image, but you should really make a new image every time. And again, here's the size, 585 wide by 350 high. That is the key. The other thing is description and keywords. If you really want to help get yourself ranked well on Bing or Google, you'll want to put in some keywords in a description that describes what this post is about and match it. That'll help give you better positioning. And I'm going to go to pages because the same thing is true for the pages section. Here's all the pages we have, and if we go under the FAQs and hit edit, let's click over here, this is the FAQs page. So this is what it looks like when it's published right here. So here's editing that page, and you can see it's just like using Word. It's pretty easy. Don't get too crazy with the formatting with colors and stuff, although you can do that. We can add colors. I would just keep it very basic because the site is already formatted. So bold is great, italics is great, you can use underline, but everything else should just format out to match the rest of the site. So all these pages also, they have the SEO options, search engine optimization, again, keywords and descriptions. Feel free to go through and add those to all the pages. It'll help your listings again in Bing and Google. Widget content. Let's click to that. It's very easy to manage. I'm going to go to the sponsors page or the sponsors widget. So that's these four right down here. We have Kimmel USA Baseball, Michael's Toyota, and of course the Legion Baseball. Or actually, this is just Legion pages. And here you go. Here's those logos. So what it is you'll see these are bullets. So this is just set up as a bulleted list, and then there's formatting to make it just go layout like this instead of the bullet list form. So all you need to do is if you need to add another logo, make sure it's a bulleted list. And of course you want to format the size. I'm going to go into the HTML mode, and we can see, well, I thought we were going to see, these are all the same size images. I can tell you that. Let me see if I right click. No, it's not going to show me. Maybe if I click here, it'll give me the size. That's the key. So I just hovered over the image, and I'm going to click, and of course it's not giving me what I want. But I was going to look, all these images, just as I click, you can see they're all the same size. So there's a lot of transparent area. And if you keep them the same size, you'll see that it just makes it much easier. Of course, I just clicked the Toyota Bellevue, so that's where it's going. And it does open, as you can see, on a new tab. And that's automatic for anything that's off-site link, meaning it's not on the Eastlake Baseball Club website. But anyway, so editing these pages is really easy. League links, I believe those are the 3 logos on the side. Let's see how those are laid out. Yeah, same thing. See, they're bulleted points. So it's designed to just automatically stack them. So these went side by side and that one went right below. Media. So this is all the images that are uploaded to the site. And right now we only have these Eastlake Little Leagues, even though, not Eastlake Little League, but Eastlake Baseball Club. Even though these images I side loaded, and if you change them, they'll load right here to the image library. You actually never get into the image library, you do it all through. Let me go back to pages. It actually works the same no matter which section you're in, whether it be posts or teams or whatever. You just click the add media, and then right now it shows you your media library. Of course, you could click that and click insert to page, but if you want to upload something new, just go to upload files, click the select files, and it'll upload from your computer, and then you click insert to page. It'll insert right wherever your cursor was. So this is different than if I go to the post pages, and this is a warning because I made a change. I'm going to leave this page without saving because I don't want that saved. So we're in posts and I hit edit. So this add media, this is when you want to add something like within the page. Maybe I want to put an image right there, so I would hit add media. I could select files to upload, but just for this example, I'm going to pull one right from the media library. And I'll pull this image right here. I'll hit insert into post, and you'll see right there the image got inserted and the caption is right below it. So this, I'm going to hit delete. This is different. This is entering the image within the content, which is different than this is what's called a featured image. So the featured image just automatically, let's go back to the home page. It's designed on posts. Remember, posts are news, pages are kind of content that's static, where the posts are news items that change all the time, or your ad all the time. So this automatically inserts this featured image above the title. So that's what this is, which is again different than inserting within the content. Okay, so that's media. Comments. People can post comments on your post articles, and you'll need to approve those before they show. They'll be right here, and you could delete them if somebody leaves a comment you don't want to show. Let's go to the forms. Forms, we use this software called Gravity Forms. It's really great. It's drag and drop. You'll see all the forms we have. Right now we have the tryout registration form, contact us, and the database for the text. Let's go to the contact. I'm hitting edit for the contact us form, just to kind of show you how easy it is to edit. So right now we just have name, email, comments. Notice it's highlighting as I hover over it. I'm just going to click right here because you'll see these are standard fields. I'm going to click single line text box. You can see that just added that right there. Let's add another one. I'll click that, and you'll see now we have 2. So this is a question, I guess you might ask. So I'll hit edit, and then I can choose like, what is the question? And I can click to make it required. But anyway, when I close it, you'll see now there's the question, and this is where they'll give the answer. And let's close that, and let's say we really want it up here. So I'm just left clicking and I'm dragging it. I can move it to wherever I want. I want the email below it. Anyway, it's really easy to do. The key is hitting update form when you're done. Now I'm going to click to go to notifications, and we're going to get an error. There it is. Yes, I want to leave the page because I don't want to save that. notifications, that's where we're going to, you can format who gets the response when somebody submits it. So this is actually already set up, but just so you know it's there. So I'm going to entries over here under forms, and here's where we can switch forms and we can look at all the entries for all the different forms, which now we're going to the tryouts. Nobody has gone on the tryouts. Contact us. Has anybody submitted contact us? Let's see. No. So we have no form, but they would be right here under import export. This is where we can actually pull the database. So we select what form we want. We want the contact us form, and then it asks what fields. We want to grab all the fields. We don't need these 4. Let's undo these 5, or heck, all those. So we don't need those. We can click, and then we can choose our start date. We want it to be June, and then whatever it is. This is doesn't work as well, to be quite honest, with Internet Explorer. It works better with the other ones. But anyway, you can put in that download the export file and do it by date range. Next section over here, appearance. Only thing under appearance you need to worry about is menus. When you add a new page, it does not automatically get added up here at the top. You need to go into the menu section, and you'll see we have a bunch of menus here. We have the footer left, footer middle, footer right. So what does that mean? Footer left, footer middle, footer right. Right down here at the bottom, 3 columns. Easy. Main navigation. That's what we see here at the top. This is our main navigation right here with all. And you can see where it's indented. That means it's a drop down. So that means that's what you're seeing right here. So see, it says program information. These are drop downs. And this is all drag and drop. If I want tryouts at the top, we just do that. If I don't want that to be a drop down, I just move it over. Well, it's supposed to move over, right? There it goes. And now, there's lots of ways we can move it. And now it's below. We need to add a new page. Here's all your pages. We click over there, we click add to menu, and now you notice that league directors and staff was to the bottom here. Now notice, we all know that club staff and league directors and coaching staff, those are the same pages, but look, the titles are different. Well, I was able to go in here and modify it. So you can just go in right here and you can change it, and when you hit save, it will change the way it looks, because league directors and staff would have been too long for the navigation, would have dragged it way off. So that's why it was dropped to just club staff. Anyway, we also, again, we're gonna have an error because I'm not saving. We have a mobile menu. So that's what this is here. You'll want to make sure you update this so when people go on their phones, they're getting a different view of the site. The site won't look like it does on a computer. So it uses a different menu. So this is that menu. And then this top navigation menu, the last menu, is actually this up here for the Eastlake High School and Eastlake Little League. Profile. Just click that, and that's where you're going to update your password basically for your account. We're already logged in, and we scroll to the bottom and we can put a new password in. Nothing else is really needed. Gallery. Let's go to manage gallery. So remember when we were on a team page, let's go to any team page, and there's a tab called photo gallery. This is where you would manage it. You can see we have 4 galleries already set up. Now we need to add images because neither of these galleries have anything in them. So you just choose a file from your computer, choose your gallery, and you upload it. It's pretty easy to do. Display Buddy slideshow. This is back where we're talking about the home page. That's the rotator right here. So right now you'll see if I hit, let's go to manage images. Here it is. There's only one image currently. Now again, dimensions of images are important. So here's the size for the slider. It's 625 wide by 374 high. We can add more images. We can reorder it simply by dragging and dropping, and then you just click save. So you can put as many images as you want up there. The key is I'm hitting edit so you can see what this image looks like. You want to make sure you fill in the caption right here when you're uploading your image. WP file base. That has to do with forms and rules. So you'll see all these forms format very nicely, and that's because we're using this piece of software here. You can click upload and find something from your computer, and once it's uploaded, you give it a title, choose a category, which we have 2 categories, forums and tournaments, so choose the appropriate, hit add file, and it will automatically get added to this list. And that's basically, you could add other categories if you want, but right now we only have forums and tournaments. And actually, if I go to the pages, we'll go to the forums and rules page, and you'll see what this looks like. So you have the text right here, and then those forms are all listed with this short code right here. So that's how that's entered. It's already there. You want to just leave that. And I realize that's it. That is the walkthrough on how to manage this website. Hopefully it gives you an idea of what's going on. And that's it.